Hi, this is Michael Fairbrother.
And I'm Kurt Demmer.
This is where we brew beer.
Not just beer, but 20 gallons of beer. Well, 9 cases for people that drink out of bottles.
And not just any beer, but award-winning beer that we've been doing for, 15 years now?
Pretty much. Well, 15. Yeah. Seems like 20.
So here's a boatload of the medals that we've won over the last 15 years. And our ribbons. But I'm a little thirsty. What do you think?
Should we try this?
Beer cellar, dating back over 20 years worth of beers, and I think Kurt and I aren't going to sample one of these, but we're going to go to our homebrew selection.
That's why we're here. Let's taste some beer.
Yeah, great. Is Kurt, you thirsty?
Yeah. So what do we got?
So we got 10 beers on draft right now that we've made. So this is a double IPA right here. This is the last beer we made, and it's rather incredible. It's got a lot of malt.
Let's check the chalkboard. So we got
Imperial IPA, Belgian Triple,
Utopia's barley wine. Porter. Sweet. Old ale. Pyment. Ooh. I don't know. Old ale, you think? Old ale. Well, let me see, what is that? Number 5. Okay, we got. Excellent.
I'm going to take some of the Imperial IPA.
It's tough having choices.
So with 10 beers on draft, we can certainly enjoy and have a great time. This is my beer cave, and Kurt gets to enjoy the beer at his place as well.
It's always good.
It's a great thing. So how about we go sit up on the back deck and answer some questions for everyone.
Well, we're here on Michael's deck. Not an unfamiliar sight for us. Being that we brew downstairs, this is a frequently visited spot for us to enjoy some of the beers.
And we have great beer in front of us. So let's talk a little bit about our history, Kurt. So we met back in 1982.
Yep.
You were showing me how to bag groceries, if I remember correctly.
Oh, yeah.
And we've been best friends ever since, and we started brewing together 15 years ago. And I remember you drinking a porter right now, and one of our first porters that we brewed together didn't come out so well. Care to tell the crowd about it?
I'd rather not, but I guess I should. Kind of a first brewing mistake. We were doing the boil, and while you're doing the beer and you're doing the brewing, you always kind of partake of your own little supply. And we had a few, and at the time Mike was doing something in the kitchen, and I'm in the living room watching TV, and we had a couple beers, so time kind of, you lose track of time. And it boiled over, and it really caramelized in the bottom of the pot. So, unfortunately, our porter turned out to be a nice smoky porter with a nice thick, viscous sediment at the bottom, and we try to figure out all sorts of ways. What do we end up with?
We were trying to call it a mesquite porter or something like that.
Yeah, Nolan's porter.
And basically a Cajun porter. But,
Cajun.
It was so bad we
were like, Rausch beer, porter Rausch beer, how are we going to do this?
It was bad. That was one of the only beers we've ever had to dump. We've made every kind of beer known to man at this point, from lambics to pilsners, porters, stouts, double IPAs,
quadruple Belgians.
We age beer in oak barrels. We were one of the first ones in Brew for or Die to ever age a beer in a keg. Kurt and I have both been presidents of Brew for or Die. I'm president currently. Kurt, you were president before.
Yep, I'm just a member now. Just a member. I'm a retired
Past
president and chief. Yes. It's a good club. It's got about 80 people now. We're up to about 80.
Yeah.
80 members. So. We're based in southern New Hampshire. It's an excellent club, bunch of good people, not just brewing beer, but enjoying great beers. So,
So let's talk about our brewing styles, because we brew both. We each have a home brewing system. You saw my system before. Kurt's got a system at his house. I'm a seat of the pants brewer. I have no idea what we're brewing.
That kills me every time.
What we're brewing anytime, any day a week. I just get up that day and I get ready to brew and
stick to the recipe.
Kurt likes to go more strictly by the book.
Well, that's why they have recipes. Oh yeah. We're always kind of going in the middle of the road. Sometimes he gets his way, other times I get my way. a lot of times when we're brewing in his system, he ends up going and seeing the pans. When they're on my system, I try to be more to the recipe and make sure that that half pound is a half pound, not a quarter pound or 3/4 of a pound or a pound. So yeah, I mean we have distinctly different styles. We seem to
What
melt.
would you say works best though? Would you say that we always make great brew no matter what we're doing?
Always. It just doesn't always come out to exactly the style, but that's okay. I'm okay with that.
Usually bigger. Bigger is better.
Yeah, okay.
We're big personalities, and we love to play and have fun. And this last year has been a pretty tough year for both of us. We're both recently divorced, and
Beer didn't play a part. I have to throw that disclaimer out, but yes. So, but we do still keep our passion. So
yeah, we've been drinking beer together Friday nights for what, 28 years now.
28 years. Almost every Friday night we go out, have a couple beers, relax, talk about what happened during the week, and we're like old men. We like wrap it up by like 10 o'clock. It's so pathetic.
I don't know about the old man,
Well.
So Kurt, who do you think's the stronger brewer and why?
I think it's a collaborative effort. I think we both have our strengths. I don't think anyone's a stronger brewer. I think we both bring something to the table. At times, it makes sense that we stick to the recipe or we try to get that style and hit it dead on. And other times, I kind of like the flair. I like the flair that you give it, and I enjoy kind of the bantering back and forth of some of the things we do. We go back and forth over the recipes and trying to use it as either a standard or whether we try to kind of improvise on it. So.
Kurt and I have been all across the world to drink beer. We've been to Belgium, Germany, England to drink beer and enjoy the beer culture. The funniest time I ever recall is we were at Straf Hendrik Brewery in Belgium, and they talked about hop jelly. Now, Kurt and I both know there's no such thing as hop jelly. But it was funny.
Have some jelly. Yeah, it was. It's funny when you know quite a bit about beer. You go into a lot of these tours, and really all you want to see is equipment. You want to see the setup. I mean, really, just the person talking in the background is just basically that, just background talking. But you pick up on things sometimes if they're really experienced. It's interesting. Other times, you can tell the person may have just gotten some coaching beforehand, or they just got some, brief, lessons beforehand. So you try to, you try to go with it. But it's always funny.
So the question's been asked: why are we good for this show? And to me, we're real American homebrewers. We're what it is. We've been where it is. We've been to the National Homebrewers Conference a dozen times. We've been to Belgium, Germany, England, Canada. We've traveled beer. We've shipped beer in. We've made great beer, and we make better beer than most people I know.
And we're easy on the eyes. So, what?
That's great. I love it.
Well, I mean, let's face it. I mean, two guys sitting here making beer, just droning on and on about the technical things about beer and blah, 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 blah. It's like what you need is you need a little heat, you need a little bit of controversy, you need a little bit of a debate.
Self-confidence.
Well, we've been known to have that. So, hey, let's see, how old are you now?
44.
45. Single men. It's a market right there.
Having the time of my life. I'm a chief operating officer.
The mid-40s, women. It's not a dating thing.
You can try that.
It's not gonna get me anywhere.
So
it's interesting. We're just an interesting dynamic.
We're competitive, right? We've always been competitive.
Absolutely not.
We've been competitive from the beginning on our friendship. Our friendship spanned 28 years. I think
almost 20 years. 27 and a half.
We can make this competition and we can win this competition. I'm confident of that.
No. He's confident. But you know what?
Some say you're cocky, Kurt.
No, it's raining really coming down. nothing better on a rainy day than some spicy hummus and a great beer and a good buddy.
Thanks, pal. Cheers.
Cheers.